What if I told you that the secret to burning fat isn't running for hours on a treadmill, but actually lifting weights? Sounds crazy, right? Yet research shows that your metabolism reacts very differently depending on whether you lift or run, and the results might surprise you. Let's break down the real science behind weightlifting versus cardio for fat loss, and find out which one actually transforms your body faster. Most people think cardio burns more calories, and they're right, during the workout. For example, a 30-minute jog may burn 300-400 calories, while a weight session might burn 200. But here's what they don't tell you. Once cardio ends, so does your calorie burn. Weightlifting, on the other hand, triggers what's known as EPOC, excess post-exercise oxygen consumption, meaning your body keeps burning calories for up to 48 hours after your workout. Think of cardio as a match, bright and fast. Think of lifting as a slow-burning log, steady and long-lasting. So yes, cardio wins during the session, but lifting keeps the fire alive after you've stopped. To put that into perspective, a study published in the European Journal of Applied Physiology found that people who performed resistance training burned up to 20% more calories over the next day compared to those who did steady-state cardio. So even though the weight session burns fewer calories up front, your metabolism stays elevated much longer. Here's another way to see it. When you run or cycle, your body uses mostly glycogen for energy, stored carbs, but when you lift, you create tiny microtears in your muscle fibers. Your body must use extra energy to repair them, rebuild stronger tissue, and restore your internal balance. That recovery process is calorie burn, silent but powerful, and over time that adds up. If you're lifting consistently, you're not just burning calories during a workout, you're upgrading your metabolism to burn more calories all the time. But here's the catch. Too much cardio can actually make your body more efficient at using energy, meaning it burns less over time doing the same routine. Lifting doesn't do that. You can always increase the challenge, heavier weights, better form, shorter rests, forcing your body to keep adapting. So when it comes to sustainable fat loss, cardio might help you start the engine, but weightlifting keeps it running long after you've parked the car. And if you think this is the most important reason, just wait till you hear what happens to your metabolism and muscle tissue in the next section. That's where the real transformation begins. Your muscles aren't just for looks, they're your body's metabolic engines. Every pound of muscle you carry burns roughly 6 to 10 calories a day, even when you're resting. Fat, on the other hand, burns only about 2 calories per pound, so the more muscle you have, the more calories your body burns, even while you're watching Netflix or sleeping. This is where weightlifting completely changes the game. Unlike cardio, which mainly burns calories during the activity, lifting weights helps your body burn more every single day because it builds the very tissue responsible for your metabolism. Think of muscle as your body's calorie currency. The more you have, the wealthier your metabolism becomes. And like any good investment, the gains compound over time. Now here's something people often miss. When you do too much cardio, especially without strength training, your body may start breaking down muscle tissue to use as energy. That's because long sessions of endurance exercise can raise cortisol, your stress hormone, which tells the body to preserve energy and use protein, your muscle, as fuel. So while the scale might go down, it's not just fat you're losing, it's muscle too. And losing muscle is like downsizing your engine. Your body becomes more efficient, but it also burns fewer calories. That's why so many people hit a plateau after weeks of cardio. They've accidentally slowed their metabolism. Weightlifting flips that script completely. When you challenge your muscles with resistance, your body says, I need to keep this tissue. It repairs, rebuilds, and reinforces, and that process demands energy. Even when you're not working out, your muscles act like little furnaces, burning fuel just to stay alive. Here's a great example. Let's say two people both weigh 150 pounds, one has a higher muscle percentage, the other, more fat. Even if they eat the same food and do no exercise for a day, the muscular person will burn hundreds more calories just because their body has more active tissue. That's metabolic leverage. So if you've ever wondered why some people seem to stay lean effortlessly, it's often because their muscle mass is doing the heavy lifting, literally. And it doesn't take huge muscles to make a big difference. Adding just 5 pounds of lean muscle can increase your resting calorie burn by 250-300 calories per day. That's equivalent to an extra small meal, gone, every single day, without extra cardio. Over a year, that's nearly 10 pounds of fat burned, passively. So when you lift weights, you're not just shaping your body, you're upgrading your metabolism. You're training your body to burn more fat while doing less. But the story doesn't stop there, because the real secret weapon behind weightlifting's fat-burning power lies in how it affects your hormones, and once you understand that, you'll never look at fat loss the same way again. When it comes to fat loss, most people obsess over calories and workouts, but very few talk about the hormones controlling everything behind the scenes, and here's the truth. Your hormones decide whether your body stores fat or burns it. Let's start with cortisol, the stress hormone. Every time you do long, steady-state cardio, especially when you're tired or under-eating, cortisol spikes. In short bursts, that's fine, but when it stays elevated for hours or days, it sends your body one message. Hold on to fat and break down muscle. That's why people who overdo cardio without proper recovery often feel exhausted, crave sugar, and notice that their midsection just won't shrink. Cortisol loves to store fat around the belly. It's Sursterfer Bon. Just in case fuel tank. Now compare that with weightlifting. When you lift heavy, think squats, deadlifts, presses, you stimulate an entirely different hormonal cocktail. Your body releases testosterone and growth hormone, two key players for fat metabolism and muscle building. They tell your body, let's repair, rebuild, and burn energy to do it. Research from the Journal of Applied Physiology found that even a single session of intense resistance training boosts these hormones for up to 24 hours, improving fat oxidation and muscle recovery. That means your body stays in a fat-burning repair mode long after you've left the gym. But that's not all. Weightlifting also increases insulin sensitivity. When your cells become more sensitive to insulin, your body uses carbohydrates more efficiently, sending them to muscle tissue instead of storing them as fat. Better insulin control equals fewer crashes, fewer cravings, and steadier energy throughout the day. Here's how that plays out in real life. Imagine two people eating the same bowl of pasta. One lifts weights 3 times a week, the other doesn't. For the lifter, that meal mostly refills muscle glycogen, ready for the next workout. For the non-lifter, a bigger chunk of those carbs may end up stored as fat. Same food, totally different hormonal response. And then, there's adrenaline and noradrenaline, the fight or flight hormones. Resistance training triggers short bursts of these during intense lifts. They help mobilize stored fat and push it into your bloodstream to be used for energy. That's why lifting often leaves you feeling pumped, alert, and energized, not drained like long cardio sessions. Put simply, cardio done excessively raises stress hormones. Weightlifting done smartly raises growth hormones. Now, that doesn't mean you should ditch cardio completely. Short, moderate sessions, especially after lifting, can actually work with your hormones. By that point, your glycogen stores are low, so your body naturally turns to fat for fuel without spiking cortisol as much. But the key takeaway is this: if you want your hormones to work for you, not against you, make resistance training your foundation. It keeps cortisol balanced, boosts testosterone and growth hormone, and trains your body to use energy more efficiently. When your hormones are balanced, fat loss stops feeling like a fight. You don't have to grind as hard. Your body becomes your ally, and so not your obstacle. So we've seen how calories and hormones tell two different stories, but there's another missing piece: how to make cardio work for you, not against you, because when used the right way, it can actually accelerate fat loss instead of slowing it down, and that's exactly what we'll dive into next. By now, you might be thinking, so, should I stop doing cardio altogether? Absolutely not. Cardio is still a powerful tool, but like any tool, it only works when you use it the right way. Here's the truth: cardio is amazing for your heart, lungs, and recovery. It strengthens your cardiovascular system, improves oxygen delivery to your muscles, and helps your body recover faster between strength sessions. But the mistake most people make is thinking more cardio automatically means more fat loss. It doesn't. In fact, too much cardio, especially done daily at high intensity, can backfire by spiking cortisol and eating into your recovery reserves. You end up feeling flat, tired, and often hungrier, which can lead to overeating and slower progress. So instead of using cardio as punishment, use it as a strategic enhancer. Here's how. The best time to do cardio for fat loss is after weight training. Why? Because after lifting, your glycogen, stored carbs, is already depleted. That means your body has no choice but to start pulling energy from fat stores. This is especially true for LISS cardio, low-intensity steady-state exercise like walking on an incline, cycling, or light jogging. Just 20–30 minutes of lifts after lifting helps you burn fat efficiently without hurting muscle recovery. You can even pair it with deep breathing or listen to a podcast. It's low stress, sustainable, and works synergistically with your lifting. Now let's talk about different types of cardio and how they fit into your plan. 1. LISS, low intensity steady state. This is your slow, steady cardio, walking, light cycling, or swimming. It's gentle on your joints, helps with recovery, and keeps your stress hormones low. Perfect for rest days or post-lift sessions. 2. MISS, moderate intensity, steady state. This is slightly faster, like jogging or rowing for 30–40 minutes. It burns a bit more calories but can be taxing if you're already lifting heavy multiple times a week. Use it occasionally, not daily. 3. HIIT, high-intensity interval training. This one's the metabolism igniter. Short bursts of intense effort followed by rest. For example, 20 seconds of sprinting, 40 seconds rest, repeated 10–12 times. HIIT is efficient, burns tons of calories in less time, and stimulates fat oxidation, even after you're done. But, and this is key, it should be used sparingly. 1–2 sessions a week max, because it's very demanding on your nervous system and recovery. Here's how the science backs it up. A study published in the Journal of Obesity found that participants who did short HIIT workouts 3 times per week lost more fat in 12 weeks than those doing 5 steady-state sessions, even though the total exercise time was half as much. So, less time, more results. But only when recovery and strength training are prioritized. And here's a golden tip. If you're short on time, stack your cardio intelligently. Do 5 to 10 minutes of HIIT after lifting once or twice a week, and sprinkle in a 30-minute walk on your off days. That combination keeps your metabolism active without wearing you down. Now, one thing I really want you to remember, cardio doesn't just help burn calories, it improves how your body uses oxygen. That means during weight training you'll recover faster between sets, lift more efficiently, and push harder. So cardio, done right, actually helps your lifting sessions become more productive. It's not a competition. It's a partnership. Cardio is the supporting actor. Lifting is the main character. Together they make the perfect transformation story. And if you think that's where the story ends, hold on. Because in the next section we're fusing these two worlds into one, a single training style that gives you the calorie burn of cardio and the muscle-building power of lifting, the hybrid approach that maximizes every minute you spend training. By now you've seen the pros and cons of both worlds. Cardio burns calories fast, and lifting keeps your metabolism high for hours. But what if you could get the benefits of both in a single workout? That's where the hybrid approach comes in. What is the hybrid approach? In simple terms, it's a combination of resistance training and cardiovascular conditioning in the same session. Think of it as cardio that builds muscle, or lifting that burns fat. It gives you the endurance of a runner and the definition of a lifter, without needing to spend hours in the gym. One of the best examples? HIIT, high-intensity interval training. Instead of long, steady cardio, HIIT alternates short bursts of effort with short rest periods. This not only spikes your heart rate but also engages your muscles under load, creating that coveted afterburn effect, EPOC, we talked about earlier. How it works. When you push hard for 20–40 seconds, sprinting, doing burpees, kettlebell swings, or jump squats, your body empties oxygen fast. During recovery, it works overtime to restore oxygen levels, repair muscle, and clear lactic acid. That recovery process burns huge amounts of energy, even when you're just catching your breath. A study in the Journal of Strength and Conditioning Research found that people who did HIIT burned 28% more fat in 12 weeks than those doing moderate steady-state cardio, with half the total workout time. That's efficiency in its purest form. Practical hybrid examples. Here are a few you can try, depending on your fitness level. Beginner, bodyweight circuit, 30-sec squats, 30-sec push-ups, 30-sec mountain climbers, 30-sec rest, repeat 4 to 5 rounds. Intermediate, weighted circuit, kettlebell swings, 20-sec push press, 20-sec jump lunges, 20-sec, 40-sec rest, repeat 5 to 6 rounds. Advanced, strength plus cardio combo, 5 reps heavy deadlift, 20-sec sprint on the bike, 10 burpees, rest 45-sec repeat for 6 rounds. You'll notice how each option mixes muscle engagement with cardiovascular demand, meaning you burn calories, build strength, and train your lungs all at once. Why it works so well. The hybrid approach pushes multiple systems simultaneously: muscular, cardiovascular, and hormonal. Your body responds by increasing mitochondrial density, your cells' energy factories, releasing fat-burning hormones like adrenaline and growth hormone, improving oxygen efficiency so every future workout feels easier. Over time, this combo transforms your body composition. You gain lean muscle, drop fat, and build stamina. Not just look fit, but be fit. How often should you do it? 2 to 3 hybrid sessions per week is ideal for most people. Too much, and you risk overtraining. Too little, and you miss the adaptation window. A good structure. Day 1, strength training. Day 2, hybrid session. Day 3, rest or LISS cardio. Day 4, strength training day. 5, hybrid or heat session. This way, you stimulate all the right systems without burning out. And the beauty of hybrid training. You don't need fancy equipment. A pair of dumbbells, a mat, and determination are enough to turn your living room into a fat-burning lab. Mindset. Shift. Remember, it's not about doing more, it's about doing better. The hybrid method teaches you to make every rep, every breath, and every drop of sweat count. You're training smarter, not just harder. But even the most powerful training method means little without proper recovery and nutrition. Because how your body rebuilds between sessions determines how much fat you actually lose, and that's exactly what we'll cover next. Here's the truth most people overlook. Your body doesn't change during workouts, it changes after them. Every time you lift, sprint, or push yourself, you're creating controlled damage. Muscle fibers tear, energy stores deplete, and your nervous system takes a hit. The magic happens when your body repairs that damage stronger than before. That's where fat loss and growth actually occur. Why recovery matters. Skipping recovery is like trying to fill a leaky bucket. No matter how much effort you pour in, you keep losing progress. Without enough rest, cortisol stays high, testosterone stays low, and fat burning slows to a crawl. Think of recovery as recharging your internal battery. If you train intensely, but never plug yourself back in, your workouts eventually stop working. A 2018 study in the Journal of Sports Sciences found that people who slept fewer than 6 hours per night lost 60% less fat during a calorie deficit than those who slept 8 hours, even though their diet and exercise were identical. So yes, your pillow might be the most underrated fat loss tool you own. The power of nutrition. Now let's talk food, because what you eat after training determines what your body does next. If you've been lifting, your top priority is protein. Aim for about 1.6, 2.2 grams per kilo of body weight daily. Protein supplies amino acids, the building blocks your muscles use to repair themselves. After a workout, your muscles act like sponges, ready to absorb nutrients. A balanced meal of lean protein like chicken, fish, or tofu, complex carbs like quinoa or rice, and healthy fats like avocado or olive oil helps refill glycogen and kickstart recovery. Here's a simple post-workout formula: protein plus carbs plus hydration. Faster fat loss. Why carbs? Because they replenish glycogen, keeping cortisol in check and energy levels high. Why hydration? Because even mild dehydration reduces performance and fat metabolism by up to 20%. And don't forget micronutrients, vitamins, and minerals that keep metabolism humming. Magnesium supports muscle relaxation. Zinc and vitamin D help regulate hormones. Omega-3s fight inflammation. These small details amplify your big results. Smart recovery habits. Sleep 7 to 9 hours. Growth hormone peaks while you rest. Active recovery days. Light walks, yoga, or stretching boost blood flow without adding stress. Manage stress, meditation, breathing, or journaling. Keep cortisol low. Hydrate consistently. Half your body weight in ounces daily is a great baseline. Nutrition timing and balanced meal timing isn't everything, but consistency is. Try spacing protein evenly across the day, 3 to 4 meals, each with 25 to 40 grams of protein. That keeps muscle protein synthesis active and cravings under control. And here's a mindset shift. Don't think of nutrition as dieting. Think of it as fueling performance. You're not eating less to lose fat. You're eating right to burn fat efficiently. A nourished body burns more, recovers faster, and stays leaner long-term. Supplements. Optional, not essential. Whey or plant protein, for convenient recovery. Creatine, improves strength and muscle volume. Electrolytes, prevent fatigue during hybrid or HIIT sessions. Remember, supplements support effort, they don't replace it. Putting it all together. When you lift smart, recover deeply, and eat intentionally, your body finally gets the message. It's safe to burn fat, because I'm being taken care of. And that's the secret. Fat loss isn't about punishment, it's about balance. Work hard, rest harder, and fuel your body like it deserves. Now you've built the foundation. Training, hormones, and recovery all working together. But the big question still stands. Which one truly wins? Weightlifting or cardio? It's time to bring everything full circle and reveal the final verdict. So, after everything we've explored, the calorie myth, metabolism, hormones, cardio, recovery, it all leads to one final question. Which one actually burns more fat? Weightlifting or cardio? The answer might surprise you. In the short term, cardio burns more calories during the workout. There's no denying that. You can see it on your smartwatch. 400 calories in a single run, the numbers don't lie. But over the long term, weightlifting reshapes your entire metabolic system. It doesn't just burn calories. It transforms the engine that burns them. Cardio is like renting fat loss. You get results while you're doing it. Weightlifting is like owning it. Every rep builds equity in your metabolism. It's the difference between a temporary fix and a permanent upgrade. And here's where most people get it wrong. They see cardio and lifting as two opposing sides. But in reality, the best fat loss strategy isn't either or. It's both, done smartly. You lift to build and preserve muscle. You add cardio to accelerate recovery, improve endurance, and support your heart. Together, they create a cycle that keeps your body burning energy around the clock. Imagine this. You start your week with 2 strength sessions, heavy compound lifts like squats and deadlifts. Mid-week, you add 1 hybrid workout, a circuit that pushes your heart rate high. Then finish with 1 low-intensity cardio session, like an incline walk or a long bike ride. That's 4 days. In under 4 hours a week, you're targeting every energy system your body has. This isn't about doing more, it's about doing right. When you balance both, you unlock something powerful, metabolic flexibility. Your body learns to switch smoothly between burning carbs and fat, instead of relying on just one. That's how athletes stay lean year-round, not through endless cardio, but through efficient systems. Science backs it up too. A meta-analysis published in the Sports Medicine Journal found that combining resistance and aerobic training produced greater reductions in body fat percentage than either method alone. Especially when participants prioritize strength first. Why strength first? Because lifting boosts testosterone, growth hormone, and insulin sensitivity, all of which make cardio work better afterward. It's like priming your body for fat loss before pressing start. Now, let's talk sustainability. Cardio can feel exhausting if it's your only method, but strength training, it gives you small victories every week, lifting heavier, getting stronger, feeling more capable, and those micro wins are what keep people consistent. Fat loss isn't about intensity, it's about consistency, and nothing builds consistency like seeing progress you can feel. So if you're choosing between the two, here's your final verdict. Cardio is your accelerator, weightlifting is your engine. You need both, but you build the engine first, because without it, the fuel runs out fast. And remember, muscle doesn't just help you look lean, it's what keeps you healthy, energetic, and strong as you age. It supports your posture, protects your joints, balances your hormones, and keeps your metabolism youthful. So don't just train for the mirror, train for the long game. Because when you build muscle, you're building a fat-burning body for life. Now that you know how to make both weightlifting and cardio work together for maximum fat loss, let's wrap it up with a simple plan and one powerful mindset shift that will change the way you approach fitness forever. So here's the truth. Fat loss isn't just about how hard you train, how long you run, or how much you lift. It's about how smartly you combine everything, because when you understand how your body actually works, your metabolism, your hormones, your recovery. You stop fighting against it and start working with it. If there's one message you take from this video, let it be this. Your workouts don't need to destroy you to be effective. They need to challenge you, build you, and most importantly, fit into your life consistently. That's how real transformation happens. Don't fall for the myth that endless cardio is the only path to fat loss. Instead, build muscle, move often, and recover deeply. Because a strong muscular body doesn't just burn fat faster, it protects your future health, confidence, and longevity. And remember, progress doesn't happen overnight. It's built rep by rep, meal by meal, choice by choice. Every workout is a vote for the person you want to become, so keep showing up, even on the days you don't feel like it, especially on those days, because that's where growth lives. Now, if you're serious about taking your transformation to the next level, don't stop here. You've learned how to burn fat smarter. Now it's time to learn how to build muscle faster. Watch my next video. 7 proven tips to build muscle faster, backed by science. It'll show you exactly how to train, recover, and eat in a way that maximizes muscle growth, based on real research, not bro science. If this video gave you clarity, that one will give you momentum. And if you haven't yet, hit turn on notifications, because every week we dive deeper into the science of building your best body with strategies that actually work in real life. Thanks for watching, and remember, you're not just burning fat, you're building the strongest version of yourself, one smart decision at a time.